Hey, it's girl Monique 69 Ways Johnson. I'm here back with another episode of the miniseries Clipped that is aired on Hulu. This episode is episode 2 called A Blessing and a Curse. Okay, so this episode started off with V. Cause remember the last episode once ended off with Vegan served lawsuit papers from Rochelle or aka Shelly. Sterling, Mrs. Sterling. And she's in a car with her friend Deja. They looking over the lawsuit papers. And Deja's like, girl, you really in some hot water. Like you really done poked the bear for real this time. So and she just her friend just tell her how serious it is and put that punani on him and blow his mind to I guess to drop the lawsuit. But if she did give it up, I don't think it would have worked anyway because who Mr. Sterling is not suing her. It's Mrs. Sterling. So yeah. Then we get another scene. Who was I think it was Chris and DeAndre. They was like at this game thing like David Buster's. They were just shooting the ball around, I guess. Kind of like I guess the practice, I guess. But yeah, and a kid told them that their team is cursed. Like because they never won. Like they losing big time. And we get another scene with the organization, um, a organization meeting. Everybody's there, and Mr. Sterling, the owner, he's on the phone. I guess listening in and putting his 2 cents in, but not really. Um, Doc told them there gonna be no press until they get through the playoffs, which is understandable. Um, Doc said that the players are freaks for routine. Chris Paul got to do everything in threes. Um, I guess it's like a I guess they superstitious, so I don't know. So he got to do everything in threes. Um, if JJ doesn't have a baked potato at exact 4:30, he can't fucking walk straight. So I guess everybody got their rituals. So it's like, Doc want to bring in the meditation trainers because if you watch the show, you know that he loves to meditate. As as they meet and Donald is on the phone going off about something that ain't got nothing to do with the team. It's like he's on the phone watching TV or something or reading the newspaper or something. It's weird. It's like he's not even paying attention to conversation what Doc is talking about. Bringing in was bringing someone in for the team for them to, I guess, relax or focus. And he's just on the phone on the tangent. And we get a scene of, and then Doc hung up on his ass, rightfully so, because he was just going off about some other person on TV, somebody else. It was weird. V popped up at Donald's house, bringing back all the things he brought her, and said she didn't know it was community property. And, this is like one of her performance, as you will. So she bringing everything he brought back. I mean, brought her back to him, and then she talked what happened? Oh, Donald look confused. He always look confused sometimes when V be coming in. As she was talking, and I'm like, as she was talking, she like putting it on, like, I'm getting your stuff back because your wife is suing me, blah blah blah. I know it's community property and all that stuff. So, um, and I was like, since you're giving stuff back, girl, you gonna give up that duplex? Because that was a gift too. Mm-hmm. So Donald said beautiful girls shouldn't worry about where the money come from. You got um you got on the sad face, and she has on a sad face, and she said that sorry, Mrs. Sterling thinks that she's a thief, and she talked about the lawsuit, and then said she's not going to go through it. I'm like, how you know that your wife is not going to go through it? And then he pacified her feelings, and he said he would make it go away. So this is all what V wanted from him, and she did not give up the draws to do so. So as her friend suggested. So there's that. Shelly, your next thing, I think this is the same night. It got to be. Shelly, you see Shelly throwing the family photo albums in the pool. She pissed off that V came back unannounced. And he got her looking like a fool in these streets, and he don't show affection, or do they sleep in the same bed anymore. Donald said that Shelly is his girl, and Shelly like, I'm not your girl, V is your girl, because she's all in her fifties, like, she's a wife, like she getting replaced. Basically, after she said she held him down for like 60 years. She said he always be the same man to her, like the same man that she met to her. They hugged. It's the next morning. They spend some time together getting massages by the pool as well. So I guess that was a temporary fix for their relationship. We get to see what Doc run into Elgin at the grocery store. Elgin said he see that Doc was able to do good things with the team. Doc asked him, have he had a chance to watch the team? Elgin said, not really. 22 years working for Donald ruined that particular pastime for him a little bit. 22 years. Can you imagine working with Donald Sterling for 22 years? I'll mess around and be on the first 48. Real talk. But anyway, Doc said he's managing the best he can. Elgin said some things can be managed. Doc invited Elgin and his wife to the game. Elgin said it was nice seeing him. Basically, a no. Hell no. That he's not going to be going to that game, let alone the stadium. Because I guess, PTSD, bring back bad memories. 22 years dealing with Donald ass? No. I don't blame him. We see Doc. I guess he's at the steam room in the sauna, whatever it's called. Talking to Mr. Burton, Mr. Reading Rainbow. Came back, telling him about how he ran into Elgin Baylor, arguably one of the top 10 players ever in the NBA, first due to play above the rim. Then he worked at the front office, so he went from being a player to being in the office in the organization. Part of the, I think he was a former coach, if I'm not mistaken. Doc said the guy he saw in the grocery store looked like he gotten a curse on him, and there was no light in his eyes for the game of basketball anymore. I guess 22 years of dealing with Donald will do that. We get the next scene. V at home with Lucy and one of the boys. I guess they was in the kitchen. She get a text saying that Donald had to give her Boxy to a friend, and she said it's okay, and she got a VIP. Someone gave her VIP tickets anyway, which was a lie. She at the game. Another text came in, but this time it's from Andy assistant, stating that Mr. Sterling said, "I should help you if you need anything. We don't want any drama at the game." So it basically cutting her access off at the stadium. That's like the first step. V was trying to pull a fast one at the VIP entrance, but the guy who was there to let people in for the VIP, he already was notified of not to let V in because she lied talking about she had VIP tickets anyway, but she really didn't. So she was trying to pull a fast one. He said, "Nah, you can't come in." And V ended up couldn't get in the game, so she sent a text to Andy assistant and said, "Let the games begin." Basically, she got her feelings and she said, "I bet." Watch this. Basically, she sent the recordings of her and Donald talking about social media and Magic Johnson. No blacks. Why you socializing with minorities? That conversation. Next day, Andy going to Mr. Sterling house because I guess she sent the recording to Andy himself before she gave it to anyone else. So the next day, Andy got to Mr. Sterling house, told him about the recording. Donald called V bluff. Shelley wanted to hear the recording. Donald is so oblivious, like he is so the caucasity that he above everything. Like, oh nah, calling her bluff. Like, nah, she ain't gonna do nothing. That don't mean nothing. Nothing happened. I ain't saying nothing. So oblivious, but Shelley, she want that record. She want to hear it because she should know her husband by now. Shelley got the recording from Andy on the low, played it in her car. Shelley went to Gloria's house, Pierce. I guess his name is Pierce, who lives in a pool house, and who got his own story of scandal, how his career went from here to here, and how he living in someone pool house. So it was a lot of his story. It was scandalous. Shelley looking for counsel from him without Donald knowledge. Shelley said Donald wasn't himself when he said those things, and I'm like, how would you know? It's a voice recording. It's not like a video recording, and you don't know that to be for sure. So let's not. I understand you want to defend your husband, but girl, no. We hear the rest of the conversation between V and Donald, basically, and he wanted her to like black people in privately, like black people. That's what he said out his mouth. And it's the culture to stand by while black people get treated like dogs. And he don't want to change and stand up for what's right because it's the culture. He don't want to do what's right. He just want to do what's already part of history when it comes to black people's minorities and especially black people in this country. So he wanted them to stay down here while they elevate up there off our backs. Because V said, "Don't you know majority of the team is black?" And Donald said, "I support them. I give them food, clothes, cars, a house." Yes, master. I'm like their talent of playing basketball doesn't earn them those things. It was like, child, that was like one of the moments you want to like jump through the screen, TV screen, slap them. He had the nerve to say, if you don't want to walk into a basketball game with a certain person, is that racism? What do you mean by certain person? I'm gonna need a little more like, is it due to their color, their religion? Then yes, that's racism. Now, if that motherfucker don't do some reckless shit to you, like stole your money, a major sum of money, or slept with your wife or boyfriend or something, or husband, then yeah, I won't want to walk in with that person. But certain person, what do you mean by like by their skin color, race, what religion, what? So yeah, so he made a statement like, and then I guess the conversation kind of died down, and V got in his lap. I mean, you kind of see that in the first episode of the end of that conversation. So that's when he got the duplex for her after that. And we get the scene. V is talking with a lawyer about the recording. The lawyer asks, is this blackmail? V said she just wanted them to drop the suit. The lawyer called her very Hollywood. I mean, I don't know if that was the right thing to do, V, if you just want them to drop the lawsuit. I don't know if I would have did that. I don't know. I don't know what I would do. I mean, if I would have, if I'm imagine if you dropping that kind of recording by an owner of a NBA team, I would hope you would think that you would go all the way. And Doc was ragging them. I mean on them during their scrimmage. Due to the night prior of their loss against the Warriors. He said Mr. Sterling was right about DeAndre. He should have been traded last summer, and told Matt Barnes that no wonder your wife is leaving you. I'm like, what the? As I was watching the scene, I'm like, what the? Whew, say that to somebody while getting punched. He said, I'm trying to read my notes. Sorry. He said to one player, KG, asked him when is he going to send him to Jenny Craig. So he looked at Chris like, what? You wonder why you not a champion like your friend LeBron because of your thin skin. So he's like trying to lit a fire under them with these insults and stuff, and like trying to get like under their skin, trying to, make their skin a little thicker, So lit a fire under their ass basically. And the players started talking shit amongst each other after that, and then they started playing better in the playoffs against the Golden State Warriors. Dr. O'Neal, the lawyer, came to Deja house. I mean, Mr. O'Neal, sorry. The lawyer came to Deja house asking questions about okay, Mr. O'Neal, the lawyer, came to Deja house asking questions about V. That's what Deja told V as she came to V house. And Deja asked V, did she put it on Mr. Sterling or what? V admitted that her and Mr. Sturdy doesn't have sex. They just say she is screwed. Shelly showed up to the lawyer beach house like TMZ reached out to her and they got the tape somehow, and he said he didn't give it to them. Shelly said they asked her for an interview. She said she never did an interview a day in her life, and she's not going to start now. Self, the VP of the organization, gave Doc a heads up about the tape. I believe Doc like ill, cause in Doc mind he think it's a sex tape with Mr. Sterling and V, and there be double ill. Ugh. I mean, if you hear tape, you automatically think sex tape. The Clippers is 2-1 in the finals against the Warriors. Shelly knows what's about to happen to her husband. Donald is so delusional, living in his privilege. And one of his friends or something about that was a close game. Like, I think they was placing bets or making bets about how much the Warriors going to win. I mean, the Clippers going to win. It was weird. You know, the numbers game. There was an elevator scene with Donald, Shelly, Chris, and Matt Burns. Shelly offered an Ambien to Chris because, you know, I guess he was tired, what have you. Donald 80th birthday the next day. He asked the fellas, do they want to sing happy birthday to him? It was so fucking weird and awkward at that point. And they said, nah. Hell nah. They said, nah. You know, Shelly, you know, like, okay, she calmed him down. Something like, you had a few too many. And she see the awkwardness. Self showed Doc the tape. See that it's not a sex tape, it's a recording. V skates off with her light up skates in the neighborhood, and that's how the episode ended. Yeah, so I guess the tape is out now. So I guess the next episode we're gonna get to see the reaction, the backlash of this recording of Mr. Sterling and his girlfriend V. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts on this episode 2. Yeah, let me know your thoughts on episode 2. If you watching it, is it good? You enjoying it? Let me know down below. What's your favorite part? What would you do in this situation if you were V or the players? Make sure you like, share, subscribe if you enjoy this video. I would greatly appreciate it. And I guess I will have to see you in the next one. Bye.